So and so I know like there are a couple women who are in sports. Like you have the I think the Las Vegas Raiders have an African American woman who's in charge in their operations, right? And you have a couple different women who are part of teams operations as well. What do you think is going to take for that for that floodgate to really open? But not only just open, right? Because having a position is one thing, right? It's one thing, and I'm not a person of saying, well, all right, well, we did it. We got a woman, because sometimes that's what organizations will do, right? But
That
not only that, but paying
diversity and
what you're
inclusion.
worth, paying you what you're worth, paying you counter to what the next person on the next team, whatever that average salary is. What do you think is going to take to get to that point? Starting with you now.
I think that it's gonna have to take for people to realize how much we do for them, because I feel like if you don't see the value in something, you're not gonna appreciate it as much. You're not gonna want to break that boundary. So I
Yeah.
feel like for somebody to actually appreciate the work that we do for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I feel as though it would take somebody actually seeing how much work it is, how the long hours, the blood, sweat, and tears that it really goes into the behind the scenes for them to fully understand that we are in this position and we do it every single day. And it is tough, but we make it happen. And they go out there on that field, no problems, and we make it happen. And I feel like the only way for somebody to truly give us our praise or like fully understand the depth of it is to actually see it for themselves.
Yeah. Gabby?
Just took my answer. Jordan just took my answer, but I feel like yeah, you just gotta really be behind the scenes to really see what we do to show that we could do the job that a man does, and
So
we could do it
if
better.
I can interject real quick before you go, Tay, would it be a consensus that everyone feels that there's an unappreciation for it?
Mm,
Um,
It's
it
it
be
be
I would,
sometimes. It be sometimes. It be like, okay,
I
Okay.
yeah,
think I personally think like with your first and second question, it's gonna take a lot. Like it's not something that's gonna happen in a day, in a month, in a year. It's gonna take some years for people for industries that are male dominated to understand like women can do it. And if we like and we're doing it and we're doing it better than the men that have already been placed in these positions. So like it's one thing for us, like we have to work 10 times harder. So yeah, we get the position, but we have to stay in the position. It's easier for a man to be put in a position and they're just gonna let him stay because he's a man. But like
Yeah.
as women, we have to work 10 times harder. So it's just like I don't know. I don't think it's an overnight thing. I think it's going to take a few years for people to really recognize like women are just as important as the men in the industries. Um, I don't know what it like. I don't know. It's just it's going to take some time. But like they said, like people will visually have to see it. It's not something that word of mouth type of thing. Like people will really have to come in and watch how we are in the office from 8 a.m. or earlier to 10, 12 at night. Like that's really what it's gonna take. And our daily schedule is never the same. It's not a day where we do the exact same thing every single day. We might have a plan of like, okay, we have to do X, Y, and Z, but best believe one, two, three, and four is gonna be thrown in, and we're they expect us to just be able to figure it out like that, and we do. But like those expectations aren't for everybody. Like we have different expectations than men in industries.
Absolutely. D.
I definitely agree with everybody saying, especially with like how our day is like not scheduled. Like we could get stuff thrown at us, and like they just expect us to be like, all right, we know how to do this. Like, all right, we got it. It's done. They
Yeah.
expect it to be done in like 3 seconds, but they don't
No, for
understand. Like
real.
if they was in our shoes, they'd like be like, okay.
Being there
They
stressing.
they've been there taking breaths like how we be needing
Yeah.
that too. I feel like people don't really realize that.
Yeah.
And one more thing before I let you ladies go. But before I do get to that, again, this is part one. It will be three parts to it. We have two other groups of Morgan State there, University women who will be joining us. But I do want to say I agree with some comments. One that we can't see because it's on Instagram, but I'll read it to you. And it's from Realtor Jazz is Sunray. She says they know, but they refuse to relinquish power to women.
Mhm.
And I do agree with that statement. And then the other one is from
That's
Heather Williams, right? She said that there's a lack of appreciation for women in the world in general. So we have to keep pushing and demanding people to acknowledge our value and worth. I do agree with that as well.
Absolutely.
I
yeah.
do as well.
Talk
Hey,
about what does it feel for you ladies to be able, you're at Morgan State, and I believe Miss Dina Freeman Patton is the first woman athletic director for Morgan State. How does that feel? D, you go first.
I feel like that's amazing. Like to actually have like a black woman like being an AD at a HBCU, that's like big. Like, and I feel like people now you gotta look at that like, woo, she doing her thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Okay.
definitely agree with Demaya. Like that's a huge, 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 huge accomplishment because you don't see many ADs being women. You might see the assistant AD being a woman, but for her to be that top dog in the athletic system and for her to have been an athlete herself, so I think it makes her a better athletic director because she was an athlete and she was a female athlete. So she just understands the struggle and the grind and how hard it is to be a student athlete and not only just an athlete, so she's able to advocate for us females and our male athletes better than, a regular person who just knows sports rather than somebody who has played sports and has competed on that higher level. So I think it's just amazing that we have a female athletic director.
Gabby.
I think it's huge because it helps us women working with the football team and in other sports. I hope it helps us be able to be seen more and
Mm-hmm.
appreciate us more
Make
because
like we have a voice.
again,
hmm
the equipment team is all women.
all black women.
If you
All
think about it, all like I don't think there's
Sports
many. I
medicine.
don't think there's like even in like basketball and like wrestling. I think all like student workers in sports are
Or like
women.
There may
We
be
might
a
have
couple boys,
there
but
might be a couple
mostly
boys, but like football, it's all women student work. We got a few new sports med boys in the group, but like the ones who really, doing that work, grinding or have been here, like these ladies have been in the football with the football team longer than I have, but it's predominantly women. Like coach say, he got his girls. We his
yep.
girls. We got them.
yep.
We got
Yep.
coach get it to the back. So, he gonna call on his girls before, I hate to say it, before he call on the
It's
well,
okay. You can say it.
he know we gonna get it done. Like he say, every program needs a woman in it because we're just naturally more organized. Like
Absolutely.
we can get it done
Absolutely.
and we can brainstorm differently than a man can. Like, and that's just facts. Like that's not even me just being biased. That's just facts. We're way more organized. We're more strategic with our thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all really can't do nothing without us. So it's just
Hey, listen, you don't get no arguments from me. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I'm not. Listen, I'm not the one that's going to sit here and be like, nah. I think that for me, I know, I've needed a lot of the things when you talk about organization and things like that. It was the women. It was, my wife. Like I needed people that was able to help me because that
Mhm.
wasn't me. I'm just more so like, okay, I'm gonna go do it. Like not the ins and outs of how it needs to be done, the step by step by step. And I think that's the difference where you are very intentional when it comes to the steps.
Mhm.
You don't skip a step. And before you move to the next step, you are grasping everything that you need and asking questions to get more. So I agree. There's no arguments from me. Go ahead, Jeff.
Um, wait, repeat the question. I'm
Oh,
sorry. We was going in and I lost the
nah,
question.
no. We were just talking about Miss I don't know if it's Miss or Mrs.
Miss Dina.
Dina
Miss
Freeman
Dina.
Patton. The importance of her being the athletic director for you, with you ladies at Morgan State University, being the first female athletic director for Morgan State University.
Honestly, I think it's absolutely amazing. Representation. Me, I'm all for representation. And honestly, her being one of the first, it is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen because this is a male dominated industry. And to have a black woman basically calling the shots,
Mhm.
yeah,
Wow.
yes. Mhm. So I just think it's one of the
Mhm.
greatest things ever. It's definitely great to see somebody that looks like me that's able to sit here and, oh, let's do this, let's work on this, let's fix this, let's do this and that and the third. And honestly, when I found out that she got the job, I was so happy. I said, "You better, girl, yes." It's
So
honestly,
a couple comments from Instagram. Black women heading an athletic program at an HBCU. She's a trailblazer. Shout out to my cousin Kiki, my little bad cousin.
Kiki.
It's my sister cousin. But I agree with you, Jordan. And now,
I think it's a great thing. I think it's a big kudos to her. As they mentioned, like being in a male dominated position, it may be a lot for her, but you feel me? She's still getting it done, and I feel like to be here to experience that while she's in charge of the athletic department is just a great thing to be here to witness it.
does it give y'all hope?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely,
It
yeah,
does.
definitely. I think
definitely.
Absolutely.
it's a
Absolutely.
great thing for us as
Right.
well. I feel like it's motivation for us.
Because imagine the opportunities I'm gonna have when I'm older.
Right. That's like
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like that's all I could think about.
yeah,
Is
because like
like,
if she doing it now, and
Shoot,
then
I
like
can
you
do
said,
Too. I
it
would
saying
too.
next
gonna
years.
take like charge.
like
If she doing this now, in a few years, we about to run the world. So
Hello.
Hey,
it's just great to see, like especially like
Yep.
me, I'm very visual. So to see somebody like in the position who's running a whole athletic department, that's amazing. And she looks like me, so it's like she can speak for us. Like she can understand where we're coming from when we're
Yep.
talking to her, saying, "Hey, we want to be women in sports too." Rather that's an AD, a coach, or doing what we do now. It's just amazing and it's powerful to see someone who looks like you in the shoes that you could possibly be in or that you want to be in.
Very much. If
absolutely.
you could do it, then I could do it.
Right.
yes.
Well, ladies, I am grateful. You already know I'm so grateful for each of you. Um, football season leave. I be missing my group. I be missing my crew. Y'all make me feel appreciated. The
Yes, we
football
definitely
team,
Of
appreciate
the
Definitely.
you.
course.
Yes, we
coaches.
do.
You just put us on a platform we wouldn't have been on if it wasn't for you. So
No,
shout
for
out
real.
to you.
At
Shout out.
all.
For real.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Gabby, you definitely don't want to undermine you, Gabby. You actually got the intern. I
Yes.
can't. I'm gonna say their names this time just because it's for you. You know what I'm saying? But you actually got to work with the Baltimore Ravens this year, right? Talk about that experience.
Well, it was an experience. There were other women in sports that was working. Shout out to my girl Kayla. She's the assistant strength and conditioning coach for them, and my girl
Okay.
Megan. She's an assistant defense coach for Zach Wilson.
Okay.
And it's so crazy to me because I actually got really close with Kaylin when I went, and
Wow.
she helped me throughout my internship, as well as some of the other people that I networked with. And it was such a great experience. Like there's a bunch of different personalities, a bunch of different nationalities as well. So I feel like it really helped me open up my platform more
Yeah.
into the sports world, and especially in the NFL. So I feel like it helped me see where I want to be in the future as well.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience. I can't never had a bad
So
day.
so before I let you ladies go, I do want to share something with you, right? So you ladies are on the right path. I would say never get discouraged. Never let somebody tell you that you can't. There are moments where you feel weak. There are moments where you feel like you can't do it. Those moments are temporary, right? Because there's always a greater goal, and it's okay to feel that way as long as we don't stay there. I think I was more impressed, right? Because I did my first red carpet a couple weeks ago on November
Yeah,
14th.
I saw that.
I
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yes.
So I got to do the BET HBCU Honor Awards that just aired on BET on Sunday,
You big
right?
time.
That's what I'm
Yes.
So,
saying.
ET.
but but I think the biggest takeaway from me of that event was it's a woman who leads it. It's a woman who founded it, and Michelle Bailey, right? It's women led, and not only that, for me to see so many African American women that went to HBCUs, I had no idea. I had no idea that Gladys Knight went to, I think it was Winston Salem, right? I had no idea. Had no
I didn't
idea.
know
Had
that
no idea.
either.
I had no idea that Yandy Smith from Love and Hip Hop went to Howard. I had no idea,
I did not
right?
know.
Didn't know
See,
that
they
either.
don't showcase
So
those parts
Yeah,
about the female
right.
that are in the
right. So
or them
that was and
HBCUs.
that is the importance for the HBCU honor awards, right? Because it highlights those that we didn't know. I didn't know
Mhm.
that Dr. Lonnie Johnson created the Super Soaker, who also went to an HBCU, who went to Tuskegee. I didn't know that, right? So being on that platform, it gave me an opportunity to really see like it is bigger than just sports when it comes to HBCUs, right? Because when we always talk about HBCUs, we talk about the sports levels, we talk about the Walter Paytons, we talk about the Jerry Rices, we talk about the Robert Brazils, we talk about those great players, right? But then outside of it, it is a lot of great. Will Packer. Will Packer went to FAMU. Didn't know that. He's the movie producer. He made the movies Think Like a Woman, Act Like a Man. He's made so
Mm.
many movies, right? Went
Movie.
to a HBCU. Raheem Devon went to Coppin State. Like it is crazy when we really look at the history, and that's my whole goal, right? So be encouraged, as I was saying, because not only is Ms. Dina Freeman Patton a great model for you to model after, but understand that there are so many just like her and like you, i.e., like Miss Michelle Bailey, who created that platform for HBCU women, HBCU men. So again, I appreciate you. I thank you, ladies, for taking this time. I look forward to seeing y'all again come next year football season or before then. I might pop up sooner or later. You never know.
Mhm.
But I just want to say thank you. And what I'll do is I'll give each of you one final word before I do the final send off. So Nell, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So first, I definitely want to say shout out to all the women in sports. I want to say shout out to Pits and Push Radio because, like they mentioned, we wouldn't have this opportunity without you, and we also wouldn't have a lot of our pictures without you.
Yes. Definitely be
Hey,
catching
with the
them.
media.
Looking crazy and all.
You get the
um,
stop sign.
You
No.
get me looking mean. I look mean in every picture.
every picture.
You be looking stressed.
Hey.
And I also want to say one more shout out to no, it's not one more shout out because I gotta shout out my mom just because I'm on TV. But I want to say shout out to everybody that go to a HBCU or the HBCU alumni, and shout out to my mom. You know what's up, mom? Hey, and thank you, Pitts. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Zay.
Uh, I was gonna say the same thing. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for this platform. Thank you, Pits and Push, for always being there, taking our pictures, seeing the behind the scenes. Shout out to my mom too. Hey, girl. Um, Also, shout out to every woman, every Black woman that's in a male dominated space. You're doing it. You're making it work. We doing it, girls. We coming up. We about to be here. We coming up.
Hey.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you so much. I love y'all.
You know, guys,
I
twins.
know.
Go ahead, guys.
So shout out to you. Shout out to Pits and Push because obviously we wouldn't be here without you right now. Shout out to Morgan State for getting me this opportunity. Shout out to Myron for getting me in this position in the first place. BI in the building. Shout out to my girls because honestly, if I without them, I probably wouldn't make it through the day. Honestly,
No, yeah.
because y'all know what we go through. Shout out to all the women in sports. Don't stop doing what y'all doing. Keep going. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't work in a male dominated sport ever. Because at the end of the day, we gonna be on top and we gonna rock with you. And finally, shout out to my mom. I love you, girl. Kisses.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, first, I just want to, thank Pits and Push for everything. This platform is amazing. I appreciate the opportunity. And then, like they kind of said, like, just shout out to all the women. Shout out to the little girls who, feel that, you know, you can't do something because you don't see nobody who looks like you in that door. Girl, kick that door open and stay in there and prove that you deserve to be in that room because we deserve every opportunity that we are given. And then shout out to Morgan State for just, giving us the opportunity to be here. Shout out to all the HBCUs, everybody who goes to a HBCU, keep going. Don't let those, those negative comments and those things stop you. We are doing something. Our education is just as valuable as someone who goes to a PWI. And, keep God first. Shout out to the man above, man.
Amen.
Okay.
Absolutely. Amen.
Okay.
D?
So, well, thank you. I want to say thank you to you, Pitts and Push. Great, really appreciate you.
She know big lip. Yeah.
So then, I want to say shout out to the coaches here at Morgan. Definitely
Yes.
shout out to the team, the players.
Yes. We love
family,
our boys.
yes,
We love our
definitely
boys. Y'all get on our nerves.
Shout out to shout out to big shout out to Coach Wilson for giving me the opportunity to work with the team.
Love Willie.
Coach Willie.
So before I say my last part, I definitely want to say it again on air. Happy belated birthday today. It was yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I definitely, again, I thank you ladies for joining me. I'm your host, Pitts from Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, coming to you live every Tuesday and Thursday on Comcast and Verizon at 5:30. HBCU Pride, you know what it is. HBCU content, always, forever, educating, inspiring, promoting the culture from within, not from the outside. Enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Thank you for tuning in.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you.